Chanting Nation for meditation. Subscribe today for all types of artis, mantras, stotras, and don't forget to press the bell icon.
Jaya Jaya Raghuvir Samartha. The 10th Samaz, Vairagya Nirupan, about quietude, hope and love are the handcuffs of this life which bind the Atman with the macro body. They bite it at every opportunity. The pride of the body leads one to hell, involves one in the unreal visible, keeps lust constant forever, doesn't allow the feelings of hatred, jealousy, and power to leave the mind, keeps one unhappy, restless, frightful, and doubtful and bothered about even the most trivial things. We carry the burden of all this, firmly believing that the life and the body are ours, and in our attempt to swim across this life where the burden naturally drowns us, rendering our attempt useless. In this life there is the darkness of illusions, deceit by the pride, lack of wisdom due to lack of knowledge, all this leading to the firm notion that I am the body, which takes you away from the ambit of the God. Those who refuse to leave all this not only live a miserable life but die an even more miserable death, whereas those who refuse to believe in these illusions and call for the God cross this horrible ocean of life piggybacking the God. They don't have to face the miseries and grief of the others. God asks for nothing but just faith and the love for Him which originates from the faith. If you have faith in God and you love Him more than anything else, then He comes to your help every time. When you have faith in the God, all your thinking, working and speech become an image of the God. Worship of God gives you unending bliss. The experience of the God depends upon your feelings towards all, which should be pure, constant, and without any bounds. One should never forget that everywhere in this universe God is there. The only thing is that we see everything else but forget to see the God inside it. The path of getting to the God is that of worship. God bears the weight of all the problems of those who love Him. These people get the bliss which is not gettable for the others. God behaves with the people according to what they deserve out of their deeds. He is just the mirror image of you. If you are good, He is also, and if you are bad, He is too. He blesses you in proportion to your worship and love for Him. If you totally submit to Him, then He shows you all the paths and facets and keeps you in the company of the saints and the sages, so that you get moksha and reach the stage of Parbrahma. Such blessed people have the power to convert an atheist into a staunch worshipper. Sri Samarth says that you should consider your body as a medium to reach God. If you are able to do that, then you have utilized the body for the right purpose, otherwise you have wasted this birth and body and you will have to be born again. God's disciple may be poor materially, but he is the richest person inside, in the sense that he is blissfully unaware of all the problems and grief and is always happy to the core. God takes care of these people's families and even gives moksha to their ancestors. Knowing this and still without expecting anything from the God, the true worshipper hates the organic and material pleasures and is constantly in the state of samadhi, although for others he is doing all the things which in fact are done by the God for him. The really knowledgeable almost discard their body for getting the God, and those who don't do this just waste their life. One should never forget that this life is highly unpredictable, and hence never postpone doing good things. Otherwise you will be gone forever, and who will be there to do the good things for you? It should be always remembered that all those whom we consider as ours remain ours till we can keep them happy, that is, they are there for their own self and not for you. The earlier you realize this, the better. Considering this illusion to be true is the sign of a literate fool. When even our body is not ours, forget about all the other things. We have to serve the foolish people for the sake of continuing our life and those of our dependents. Despite knowing that they are fools, we have to praise them and be humble towards them. We can't just afford to forget them. Now see the travesty of justice. We never forget these fools, but we very easily and readily forget the God without whom we are non-existent, without whom absolutely nothing is possible. After knowing this, if we still keep a distance from the God, then only God help us. You hope for anything apart from the God, and even after getting that you will grieve. Forget about the so-called happiness that it accrues, but how much amount of work you have to put in for that. And we do that uncomplainingly, but when it comes to even remembering the God, our pride, which fades in front of our foolish master, comes to the fore. Sri Samarth says that if you want happiness and bliss, you should be praying Lord Ram, forgetting about all else. He also says that I have repeatedly told you about the material and organic pleasures as illusions which ultimately yield grief. It's up to you to decide for once and for all what is good for you and what is not. After listening to this, one of the disciples asked, Swami, how should I behave and work to get bliss? How would I get God? Please tell me the path to be followed to avoid my downfall. Sri Samarth told him, worship the God with single-minded devotion and unflinching faith. It will answer all your questions. End of the 10th Samaz. End of the 3rd Dashak. Jaya Jaya Raghavir Samarth Ha.
Chanting Nation for meditation. Subscribe today for all types of RT's mantras, stoutras, and don't forget to press the bell icon.